Hi, welcome to Truth with Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 76 coming at you. Special guest, Big Ben Wallace here.
We weren't supposed to talk about that. We're just going to see if anyone said anything.
Oh, okay. For those people that are just listening to us, we do have a special guest, Ben Wallace, who's going to be very quiet tonight, but he will be a keen observer of the show. Big Lions win, NFL Week 2, and then best sports snacks, snake draft.
Snake draft.
Yep.
Snake draft? Or just draft?
Probably just draft, actually.
Okay.
Best 76, Hutch's dad, Steve Hutchinson.
Good shout.
That's a good shout. Yeah, real good.
No cap.
No cap. Off the top, lots of stuff. Roger Federer.
R.I.P.
I don't know if he's the GOAT,
Oh, he retired?
but he was great. Great player, classy guy, good dude. We'll miss you, Roger.
Mr. Raj.
Yeah, Michigan football, looking pretty good. I mean, they did play the Idaho State Teachers College, but
Yeah. North,
North Idaho State Teachers College. JJ is going to take us for a ride. MSU and Penn State will be decent tests in October before, obviously, Ohio State in November.
At Iowa, October 1st. That will be
Iowa. Yeah, Iowa, again, always plays they're a tough road win. ESPN ranked Cade number 35. We haven't talked about this at all.
It's like
what was your initial reaction?
34 spots too low. No, I would need to look at the list. Respectfully, it seems a little low, actually. Like, I'd like to see who's ahead of him.
Marcus Smart is the one who's directly ahead of him.
Oh, that's just dumb. That's just stupid.
He's probably not too far down. Like, he's probably only, like, there's 3 or 4 guys. I'm like, oh, man, should be lower. But it's okay. He'll jump up 10 or 12 spots a year for the next couple of years, and then he'll be, like, number 10.
He'll be a top 10 guy soon.
Yeah, like, I don't think he's going to be top 5. He just doesn't have that elite athletic ability. But I'm fine if he's rolling in at 7 or 8, and Ivy's coming in at 18, and Sadiq is
I'm okay with that.
25, and
I'm fine.
Duran is
no, yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
This is dragged.
Where's Wembanyama?
Okay.
We'll talk about
in
him.
France.
Like, we'll talk about him after.
Okay.
No, the Pistons are going to draft him next year.
We're not going to be that bad. San Antonio, Utah, or OKC. It's one of those 3. All in the West.
We do need to talk about the huge upcoming match in the Greater Amherstburg Tennis League.
Go for it. This
weekend. So our buddy Kevin, shout out Kevin, the Prison Rules gang. He's actually Isaac's boy more than me. So he's my boy. He's a good tennis player. He is playing in the 4.0 men's league.
4.0, people don't know what that means.
That means that he is better than a weekend hack, but not like a college player, right? Like a college player like Chris Fletcher is 5.5 or 6.0. But Kev's a pretty good player. His opponent in the finals is an 11-year-old girl named Mia, who I've seen play, who has great ground strokes, who hits it all day long.
Yeah.
So Kev is pretty much in a lose-lose situation, right? He's going to win, and people are going to make fun of him for beating on an 11-year-old girl, or he's going to lose to an 11-year-old girl.
Yeah, no win.
We're thinking we're going to show up at Zeckelman and like paint our chests and yell and scream.
The only issue is it on Sunday?
It might be Saturday, I heard. Kev's finding out details. Okay, Saturday would be much better.
I'm there.
After the Michigan game, that would really be good.
Yes, it would be.
Although I might need to go into work Saturday afternoon for a little while.
I have to go into work early Saturday afternoon as well. So look at us.
Okay, we're working hard. Good luck, Kev, against Mia. We'll update you next week.
Go get him.
Scott Harris, new GM. What do you got?
I don't really care at this point. Like everyone, like it's a good hire right now, but we'll see in 2 months.
It's a good hire because he has a pulse.
Yeah, I don't feel too. I don't know. This is no one cares. Also, right? There's also that, right? Out of our 6 listeners, maybe one of them cares.
Not so much. Okay, Team France at the next Olympics is going to have Gobert, Fournier, and Batum, but they're also going to have Joel Embiid and Victor Wembanyama.
Okay. I'm cutting you off because you're like nobody cares about the 2028 Olympics.
It's 2024 in France, and they're gonna beat United States butt.
Okay, I hope they do actually.
Yeah. And then lose to Canada.
Sure, that'll happen too. I'm really quick.
Cap.
That's cap.
No cap.
No, that would be considered cap. I'm just gonna really quick because you just like spent 4 minutes 30 seconds talking about nothing other than Kevin. Good job to the fans. You got to thank the fans. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, fans.
We wouldn't be anywhere without you guys.
Just matter of conversation.
Yeah.
Where are we with them?
Here.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't be here. Like we'd probably be watching the Tigers lose.
True that. Yes.
Here's another thing. So I talked to Mom, the third person who lives in this house, and I said, so like I had a couple movies that I said you guys should watch. Like, what do you put on before bed? And what was the first show that she said that you frequently put on before bed? Because I thought it was a joke. Initially I thought she was going to say Star Trek from 1928. She didn't say that. Do you know
Recently?
Yeah.
Young Sheldon.
Dude, you cannot be watching Young Sheldon.
It's kind of entertaining, and here's the other thing. It is very mindless, so I fall asleep in about 90 seconds.
I just, when it's like, hey, there's this really good movie on Netflix I think you guys should watch. Dad always puts on Young Sheldon, and we watch Young Sheldon.
I can't watch a really good movie before I'm going to bed because I just go to sleep.
Okay, put on The Office, put on Step Up, put on something that at least is quality entertainment and funny rather than Young Sheldon. I just wanted I wanted Team Tal to know that he watches Young Sheldon every day. She said every single night you put on Young Sheldon.
Liar.
It's like brush teeth, go to the bathroom, hop in bed, Young Sheldon.
Lies.
Okay.
Lies.
That's no cap.
Hashtag fake news.
Okay.
Don't believe me. I am going to hire a special attorney to prove that I watch stuff other than Young Sheldon.
You're going to hire She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing.
I kind of like She-Hulk.
It's all right.
It's funny. The girl, when she's a girl, she's okay. She's a little annoying. Lorraine or whatever her name is. It's not Lorraine.
Jennifer.
Jennifer. But when she's She-Hulk, she's much cooler and somehow better looking.
Wow, that's just a bad take.
I don't know how that goes.
I'm just going to not address that. I have something to talk about. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I have something to talk about. I'm in in-person university, in-person classes, first time in a long time. Seating etiquette is something that people had just forgotten about the past 2.5 years. And I've had numerous instances where it's like, dude, like, have you ever practiced seating etiquette? And I think a lot of them haven't, where it's like, there's 3 empty rows. I'm on the left side of the first row. You don't have to go on the left side of the middle row right above me. You can go like a little to the other side.
Stagger. You gotta stagger.
Like I just don't really understand, especially when you're like breathing
as long as
heavy.
you don't mess with the adult students that are in the first row that are asking for like spell checks from the previous week's class.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
Actually. No, don't you have adult students in the first row?
Not a ton.
No,
respectfully, no, not a ton.
That'll come later.
I don't think the random people in I won't say what class, but the random people in a certain class where it's like, dude, why are you sitting right there? And it's like, it's fine, but it's just a little weird. I think it's your English. I'm not going to say what class it is. Lions. Okay, we didn't talk about this. Future episode breakdowns. I think it should just be next little bit. We're probably looking at talking about the Lions briefly, talking about the Lions game, or sometimes not brief when they beat Washington by this much. Then do an NFL thing. Stock up, stock down, NFL questions, whatever, rapid fire stuff, takeaways. And then end with sometimes a goofy topic or maybe a goofy guest. That's probably going to be the episode breakdown, I think, for the next little bit. Just if the public was wondering. Okay?
Probably the next 3 or 4 weeks, just because
we got some
Pistons
NBA
don't
going.
start playing yet.
Media days next week, though. So we'll get some good pictures of...
Are we going?
I don't think we can. We didn't get our press stuff in the mail yet. Okay, let's talk about the Lions.
Okay. It's a big win. Like, wow, was it a big win. There's obviously certain players that we need to call out. Hutch... I was angry at the lack of love that Hutch got in the first game. Listen, Philly's good, and they showed how good they are. Defensive end's job is to put pressure on the quarterback, and then the defensive tackles push up and clean up the mess. Right? The Lions don't have very good defensive tackles. That's okay. They'll get them later. Hutch had a good game the first week. Not great, but good. Last week, he was awesome. All over the place. Harris had a pretty good game, too. Give him credit there. Swift dinged up. Played dinged up, but still made a difference. Like I think I was missing, or I was outside or something for the fall down, get up and score a sweet touchdown.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was one of the cooler, more unexpected, 20-yard touchdowns I've seen in a long time.
I think we need to spend a minute talking about the Sun God.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, oh my gosh, he suddenly has turned into Deebo Samuel.
So he has tied the all-time mark with 8 straight games with 8 or more catches. Not Lions, I'm pretty sure NFL all time. 8 straight games with 8 straight catches, and they're just going to feed him against Minnesota, underneath stuff, that kind of thing, and get him going again. That's kind of what they do, right? They just design plays for him, where it's a 6-yard curl.
I have no problems with that run and shoot, feeding your guy. Because listen, if you run the ball, you're going to get 4 yards or 3 yards or 5 yards. If you're throwing to Amon-Ra, you're going to get 6 yards on a quick little dump, crossing route. Give it to him. He catches everything. he somehow just gets open. Even
very,
though
very strong.
I don't know, how tall is he? 5'10", maybe?
He does not look tall, and his arms aren't very long. If you look at a picture, it's like he's not a very big, like lanky. He's just,
but he just is
cut.
open, and he catches everything, and he's tough.
Ripped.
Like he's the Bulldogs. What
well,
he's
got that dog in him. He's got that dog in him. So the Lions, they have scored 35 points in 3 straight games. Right? You heard this? I'm sure you heard this one. So last week of last season, right, against Green Bay.
Yep.
Then
scored a lot.
First 2 games of this year. So we're at 35 plus points in 3 straight games. Last time they did this, 1952, 1953 seasons. It was also when they won back-to-back NFL championships. So the Lions are going to win not the Super Bowl this year. They're going to win the championship this year. The championship might be 8 wins, and we're just going to call that a championship.
Kind of like the Mega Bowl.
Kind of like the Mega Bowl.
That's
Flint,
very
Michigan Mega
similar.
Bowl. Good
yes.
call.
Yep.
So the Lions, they're a lot of fun, blah, blah, blah. Their defensive backs are terrible.
And the funny thing is, Okuda has actually been playing half decent, except he cramps up in the fourth quarter because he does.
People are going nuts about Okuda. I know Pro Football Focus has got some good... Like, there's a lot of times where it's like, dude, why do you have 8 yards of separation in man coverage? Like, that happens a couple times still. Look, they play Minnesota at 1 p.m., and it's a huge game. Like, it's about as big as a week 3 game the Lions have had since I can remember.
Let's be clear. I think Minnesota's going to drop a 50 spot on them.
Okay, how many Lions are going to drop, though? At least 35.
No, yeah, they'll get 32 or something like that.
I'm just thinking, like, the spread opened at 7.5. Then the markets closed when the Lions had that commanding win for that game, and then it went down to 5.5. And I
really?
think, yeah. And now it's been up to 6. The public brought it to 6.
Wow.
So they're not even a touchdown favorite. I kind of thought Minnesota would be. They didn't look very good. We'll talk about that later. It's just Okuda, you got to stay in front of Jefferson or stay behind Jefferson, I guess. Same with whoever they put on him for stretches. Just limit Jefferson, put 2 dudes on him, contain him, and they can beat Minnesota.
Listen, let Adam Thielen beat you.
Yeah. Adam Thielen does not scare me. I think you can put Rodrigo on him.
And is Ish Smith their tight end? Who's their tight end?
Irv Smith.
No, Ish Smith, the backup point guard?
No, we've had this conversation.
Oh, I like
Irv
Ish.
Smith. Here's the issue with... This is an issue with the Lions. They are so easy to buy into. It's not even funny. We kind of talked about this earlier.
Good point. People all over the States are buying into them.
Like, it's so easy to look at Hard Knocks.
It's a nice suit jacket
Thank you.
tonight.
To look at Hard Knocks, to look at their schedule, to look at the weapons, the offense, and the stats they're putting up, right? Swift, St. Brown, Hawkinson, Goff had a really good game last week. Their offensive line obviously is great. They didn't even have Ragnow last week, and the O-line looked awesome.
So the conspiracy theory that I read is they were resting some of their offensive linemen who could have played because they wanted to get an L because they still want to get a high pick for next year. But, like, who's this Dan Skipper guy who maybe is a racist or maybe not? Did you hear that stuff?
I'm surprised you heard it. He's not because...
The brothers were cheering for him.
I didn't know we were going to go
tell our
into
fans.
This. Okay. Dan Skipper is like some journeyman O-lineman, started for the Lions. He's like 6'7".
6'8", he's huge.
He played really well. He actually had a really good game.
He did.
And they were all kind of celebrating him in the locker room, and Campbell gave him a shout out, and everyone's going nuts. He's like crying. It's cool. And then Eric Armstead, who's a very good defensive end for the San Francisco 49ers, reposted the clip of him in the locker room, like being celebrated by his teammates, and put like, I guess we just celebrate racists now, or something like that. And then
on his Instagram story.
And Lions Twitter, like morons like me, did not take very kindly to it. So we started doing some research. Armstead and Skipper have likely never been on the same football field as far as a registered NFL game. And I don't see them hanging out a lot.
They were, at one time, I understand, they were playing opposite each other, but Skipper never saw the field.
So maybe Skipper declared the N-word multiple times on the Lions sideline, and the only person who heard it or said anything was Eric Armstead on the other side. That's the only explanation. So a lot of brothers, we could say, were kind of defending Skip, and then it was like, why is there any credibility to this? Then Armstead deleted the story.
Yes, before the 24-hour thing ran out.
Yeah, so people saw it, and everyone's like, I don't know if the Lions locker room... Which, let's just be honest, there's not a lot of white guys in the Detroit Lions locker room. Like, we can say that. Like, that's just a fact.
Yep.
There's not a lot. So I think it would have come out, or he wouldn't have been celebrated if he was a racist. So that, just to address that. Any thoughts on that?
No, you summarized it well.
Thank you. So yeah, Dan Skipper, I hope he's not a racist. I really hope he's not.
Me too.
So yeah, like I said, the lines are easy to buy into. And then just to wrap things up, Jameson Williams is just in the back pocket. Like, he's just ready.
Oh, boy.
Like, it's going to be Avengers Endgame. Like, on your left, Jameson Williams is going to come out of the portal, and he's just going to light up the NFL.
Yeah.
I have nothing else
Listen,
on lines.
their weapons will be awesome. Listen, how does Goff look after this? I had a couple questions for you.
Okay, sure. How does Goff look after this? Is the first question?
After the first 2 games of the season. Is he still done? Like, he's done at the end of the year.
Is that his last? Is this the last year of his contract?
Well, the buyout next year is like $3 million or $4 million. It's a small. Might even be $5 million. But
he's
it's
not the
still
long-term option at quarterback. No.
Is he going to play quarterback for the Lions next year?
It's possible. Depends if we get Lamar Jackson, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. I think it's important to note that the Lions now have one of the best home fields in the league.
They're really loud.
They're super loud. Like, opposing players are like, damn, it's loud.
Yeah, a lot. I think I forget the exact names. Maybe I think it might have been Jalen Hurts or AJ Brown.
One of the big Philly
guys.
Yep.
And then someone on Washington also said that. I remember reading. The crowd is good. The only issue, we kind of talked about this, is like we can go to a 1 p.m. game. The only issue is we miss all of the other 1 p.m. games and then a good chunk of the 4:30 games.
Yeah.
And that's just like, would I rather watch the Lions game and 17 other games at a time from my couch, or would I rather go watch the Lions game and put Red Zone on my phone and be distracted?
This is the problem with the Lions not getting a Thursday night game or a Sunday night game or something like that.
They've got the one Thanksgiving game. I do need to look at my school schedule. I have 3 classes that I would miss out of my 5, but if, like, depending on the way it works out, seeing them lose by 50 to Buffalo would be entertaining, I think.
Yeah, the problem with Thanksgiving, it's like a huge party game. It's a lot of, like, this is the only time they go, and they're throwing up in the first quarter and fighting
as long as it's not on me, I would love to watch dudes throwing up in fights. I love me some fights, right?
That's your Twitter feed.
I was showing Mom today. Yeah. I was showing Mom some good fights. This one happened in his school, and they're like 2 9-year-olds just duking it out. She didn't like it. So I have no more on the Lines. I love them.
They're fun, entertaining.
And I'm really excited for Minnesota.
Do you think they're going to win?
I don't think they're going to win, but I'm kind of talking myself into, like, they might beat Minnesota and potentially get the division title at 2-1, and then I would stop watching football. Like, it's just, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
We could then declare the season.
Yeah, the season's done. Podcast is also done.
Okay, done. Podcast can't be done.
Well, we're not talking about the Lions because we were not.
Okay, we're done talking about the Lions. Another fun week in the NFL. Like, so many teams are 1-1. I think 19 teams are 1-1. Like, I heard that on the radio, which makes it entertaining. We have to talk about the Browns for a minute because there was a lot of interesting things that happened, but the Browns losing somehow to the Jets, terrible. So Nick Chubb actually took some responsibility for the loss. Those people that don't know, Browns are up. They are ready to score a go-ahead touchdown, but all they needed to do was take a knee at the 1 yard
2 minutes left in the game.
And then they just take a knee 3 more times, and the game's done. Nick Chubb ran to the end zone so he could score, right? Help out his fantasy team. Then the rookie kicker, Cade York, who's our man. We like him. We don't like a lot of Browns. He missed extra point.
Whoa, hit the brakes. We don't like a lot of Cleveland Browns. Continue.
We don't like a lot of Cleveland Browns. What did I say?
Nothing. Continue.
Okay. Amari Cooper, bonehead play on the onside kick. It was like, hey, ball, come to me. Like, it was just weird.
Basically, it just rolled in front of him and he didn't touch it.
Yeah.
I think he had money on the Jets.
Alligator arms.
Yeah.
Might have been some alligator arms. And then the prevent defense, terrible. So there's like 2,331 straight games where a team that had a 2-touchdown lead won. The last time the Browns lost it in 2001. That's 2 years before you were born.
So
it's a good stat.
Good math. I was born in 2003. Here's another good stat. The Jets had a 0.3 win probability.
0.3.
Before, right after Nick Chubb's touchdown. So this is with 1:55 left in the game. They had a 0.3% chance of winning, and the Browns just completely fell apart. And if I want to see a team fall apart, my ranking is probably Green Bay, Dallas, and then Cleveland at 3, I think, is my most hated teams now. The Cleveland fan, the way they've acted with the Watson stuff, and it's not like anything about Watson has like gotten better.
No, it's just getting worse.
It's getting worse or staying the same. So yeah, the Cleveland thing is interesting, and that was like a game where we kind of had it on. Like, oh, it's kind of done. And like, oh, Red Zone kept going back to it, and then we put it on we got it on one of the monitors, And it was very entertaining to see Cleveland fold. Okay, what else, Jeff?
Very happy. So Nathaniel Hackett. So I guess he has a bit of a relaxed brain.
Yeah, we can say that.
Because he has come out and said he needs to be quicker to make decisions. Like, I don't get it. Like, he just can't seem to manage the clock, can't call timeouts, doesn't know how to use Russ.
No, he can call the timeouts. Like, he'll have trouble
ridiculously slowly.
Should I punch? Should I go for it? And then he'll like put out the punter, and they won't have time to get the punt unit on it, and then he'll have to blow a timeout with 12 minutes left in the third quarter. Like, that happened. I'm not making that up.
Poor Denver. The last 5 months, they've probably been so happy and so hyped up, and now they're like, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up because I just wrote down panic time, Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Because Wilson,
I think so.
Wilson had the worst game maybe of his life, at least in a long, long time, where he looked terrible. And the Broncos offense, like Sutton is really good. Judy left with an injury. He should be okay.
Okay.
Javonte Williams is great.
Two good receivers.
They've got two good receivers.
Two pretty good running backs.
Yeah, their tight end is good. It's time to be really nervous about Denver, and I was pretty high on. I was high on them.
Yeah.
But modestly high.
We've been a Russ fan, right, because of Seattle and Luke Wilson and all that.
Yeah.
So we've cheered for Russ, and so we wished him well in Denver, but now I have this odd feeling in my stomach. It's like, it's just terrible.
Well, the odd feeling I get in my stomach is like, it's 9-6, and it's late in the third quarter, and you're playing Davis Mills, who I like, but like, seriously? Davis Mills and Damian Pierce and Rex Burkhead is who is running with Russell Wilson and Javonte Williams.
Cooks was actually a pretty decent receiver, though.
Oh, Cooks is awesome. Cooks is every fantasy
and he's
guy.
pretty short, too.
Fifth round Brandon Cooks is just the man.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
So Tua. The funny thing is, he put up 1 billion yards, and he had 2 interceptions. So he would have had 600 yards. Like, it would have been crazy. And he actually didn't look spectacular. Like, here's the thing. There was a couple of times when he underthrew Hill, underthrew Waddle, but they're beasts. And when they're 6 yards ahead, the DB doesn't really have time to react properly. They're just running as fast as they can. Tyreek would just stop a little bit and then cheat away. But, again, Lamar had a great game. Looked really good. Baltimore, if you don't pay him, we will.
We can do a whole segment on Lamar.
Pay him his money.
No, don't pay him. I will throw the max, fully guarantee that Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, listen, I think the Lions' plan was to get a rookie quarterback deal to help them out. If Lamar is saying he wants to go to one of 3 teams, Philly, Detroit, and Miami, well, Miami now seems to have a quarterback. Philly has a quarterback. Detroit doesn't really have one.
The Lamar Jackson thing is a segment for next headline that comes out about him and his contract. And that week it comes out, we will talk about Lamar. We'll do a segment dedicated to him coming to the Lions and what I'll be willing to give up.
Okay? Let's get him on the show too.
And the Tua thing. The Tua thing is fascinating.
The Tua thing is crazy.
So look, here's the deal. People are kind of in 2 camps. We are Tua guys. We're Tua supporters. He's a good dude.
We like him. He's a very good dude. But I think we acknowledge that he doesn't have a great arm. He's going to be an average NFL quarterback.
Yeah. So now people are like, whoa, you Tua haters. Like, oh, look. And then there's kind of us where it's like, I like Tua. I'm rooting for him. I don't think he's that good. Sunday did not change my mind at all. When you have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, 2 of the faster dudes.
Wide open.
2 of the faster dudes playing the sport. Like, they're stupid fast. Both Tyreek Hill is probably the fastest, statistically speaking, and Waddle's right up there.
Yep.
And then you have Mike McDaniel, who's supposed to be this offensive guru who looked really good with his schemes. Yeah, of course Tua's going to have a really good game. Now look, 470 yards and a bunch of touch. He played great. He had a really good game, although he did miss some throws. We just got to relax. Like, Tua's the same dude he was last year. Mm-hmm. It's the same guy. He'll develop a bit. He's got some weapons. He's got a coach. They've got a respectable running game.
Pretty good O-line too, right?
O-line is decent. Defense is very good. Is very good. Let's hit the brakes on the Tua MVP talk. I'm rooting for him. Again, we like Tua. But, put Jared Goff in that system, he's probably going to produce similar numbers, if not better numbers.
Yeah. And you put somebody good in that system, like Tom Brady.
Okay, well, that's stupid.
Right, but that was the rumor. Be a ton of yards.
Okay, so do you have any more points that you want to address that I can just educate the public on?
Couple more.
Okay.
The best quarterback-wide receiver combo in the league is who?
Let's see. So the best quarterback, probably Alan Diggs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
Good call. Boy, are they ever good.
especially when I got Diggs on fantasy and he just scored like 45.
Yep. And their defense is awesome. Von Miller is just a beast. Like, he's not young, right? Like,
I don't know how he's been a pass rusher for like 12 years. I don't know how he's
and
this
it's
much
awesome.
in his tank.
He's great.
They gave him a lot of money.
Dude.
They gave him a lot of money.
They did give him a lot of money, and it looked like, ooh, is he? Like, he did not have a very good regular season last year for the Rams, but he was good in the playoffs.
Great in the playoffs.
But listen, anybody lining up next to Darnold when he is taking 3 dudes, you're going to be single covered. That's good for you. But
so since you brought this up, I will spend some time on the Bills here. The Bills looked... you didn't watch a ton of that game. The Bills game last night against Tennessee. The Bills, again, just looked like the best team on the planet by a fair margin. They got a lot of injuries, right? So, Gabe Davis, receiver 2, he didn't play at all. Ed Oliver, defensive tackle, he didn't play at all. Dane Jackson, the cornerback, who had the ambulance on.
I didn't see the hit, but I guess he's okay.
He's okay, but brutal hit. He'll be out for a while, I think we can assume. Micah Hyde, one of the better safeties in football, he was carted off. And then they had another injury. They had Matt Milano, linebacker. He left for a bit. They had a lot of injuries. They got to stay healthy. And this week, huge 1 p.m. game, they play the Dolphins in Miami. So that's just a huge game for that division early on. And that's a 1 p.m. game. So that'll for sure.
Who's the Thursday game? Is it?
Browns, and someone that's slipping my mind right now. It's not an awesome game. It's a solid game. Browns Steelers. So the Bills scare me. Bucks. Let's talk about the Bucks injuries. Speaking of scaring me.
And you heard who they have signed, right? To their practice squad?
No. Who?
Cole Beasley.
Oh, they did?
They did.
Oh,
man, I had that and you didn't?
I didn't hear.
Sweet.
I don't like Cole Beasley, so.
I don't like him either.
Bucks injuries. Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, both didn't play. Left tackle, Donovan Smith, he was out. His backup, Josh Wells, he left with an injury. So they're down to their 3rd string left tackle. This week, they're playing Green Bay. Again, huge division, huge game for the NFC.
Huge NFC, yep.
Bucks are going to be shorthanded. Even if anti-vax Cole Beasley plays, he's good for 8 catches and 6 yards is kind of what Cole Beasley's deal is. So the injuries, those are 2 of the stronger teams in their respective conferences, especially the Bucks because the NFC looks so open. You got to stay healthy. Other points, keep going.
Since he's too good to miss the playoffs, since you're not going to protect Burrow, we will. Come on, Detroit, we'll take you. Right? Yeah, Burrow's awesome, and he's an awesome dude. You need to protect him, or he's going to end up in a stretcher, and we don't want that. He's a good dude. Come to Detroit. We got a good O-line.
7 sacks against the Steelers, 6 sacks against the Cowboys.
And getting beat up.
A couple of them are on him, but yeah, the Burrow thing is he's certainly welcomed in Detroit. Other points, keep going.
That's all I got.
Okay, let's do this. The Eagles, they're really good. Ooh, they're
makes Detroit week 1 loss not look so bad, eh?
Eagles are like a 12-win team that will legitimately contend. They're going to win their division for sure. Look, I'm not going to say the S word. I'm not going to say they're going to the Soupy. But they look really, really good.
NFC's wide open.
Yep. Depending on how many wins they get. They're right. Just that division and their schedule is easy. And then you got Jalen Hurts, who Jalen Hurts last night was unreal. Unreal. 49ers. Can we do the 49ers bit here?
Yeah.
Okay. They're better off with Trey Lance injured, with all due respect.
I think they were hoping that Trey Lance was going to have a few bumps the first few games, but then he'll get in a rhythm and make some stuff happen. Now, he's not going to play until his 3rd year. They're stuck with Garoppolo.
You think he's missing all of next year?
No, he's missed last year. This is his 2nd year he's missed. He's not going to play until...
Okay.
So his first 2 years essentially are nothing.
You're right. Yeah, that's...
it's bad.
It's like Joel Embiid.
Yeah, he's like Joel Embiid. Trust process.
The thing...
But they got a really good backup center.
The Niners... Here's the deal with the Niners. I think the Trey Lance injury, it's terrible. They are... easier to game plan for now, but they are harder to beat. I'll say it again. Easier to game plan with Jimmy G, harder to beat.
Yeah, you wonder if, what the Niners skill position guys are thinking. They're not saying it.
Well, they all like Jimmy, right?
They do like Jimmy.
That's why he's still in the locker.
He was smiling and cool in the huddle, and he's
Foxhole guy. Everyone likes him. He said, good dude to go to war with. Everyone likes Jimmy G.
Yep.
I just, now, the Niners, they're just a really interesting team in that division.
Super interesting.
It's a hard division.
Bosa's a beast.
But Bosa had like 3 sacks. He was really good last
And he's
Sunday.
there all the time. That's my dream, that Hutch gets to be Hosa.
Hosa. I got 2 more
Or
quick
Bosa.
bits here. Cardinals Raiders was just awesome. Like I missed the end of that, unfortunately. I saw the highlights.
Yeah.
So the 2-point conversion, I'm assuming you saw it.
Oh, yeah, it was a school year play.
How many yards do you think Kyler Murray ran?
86.
Is that your? Do you not know?
No.
That's a very good guess. 84.85 yards.
Nice.
So it's an excellent guess.
I figured he ran most of the field, not the whole field.
So to get 2 yards, in which you got the conversion. Now, let's wrap before we move on. The Giants. So the New York Football Giants are 2-0.
Fraud.
Okay, you think they're frauds. That's my word. I'm just going to say their next few games, and then you're just going to have a second thought about them. Because I looked at their schedule, just kind of like, oh, they're 2-0.
Okay.
They're home versus Dallas on Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Could
be a W.
3-0, potentially. Then they're home versus Chicago.
Okay.
Then
4-0, 3-1 at worst.
Then they play Green Bay in London. Those London games are absolutely nuts. They'll probably lose. But
I'm gonna call it 4-1.
then they play Baltimore. They're probably losing
4-2.
at Baltimore. Then they play Jacksonville.
5-2.
Then they play Seattle.
6-2.
Then they play Houston.
No way. 7-2.
Then they play the Lions. 7-3. We have to put down. They're not going to be
7-3.
Okay. Then they play the Cowboys again.
Do you know where?
In Dallas.
Let's go 7-4.
Then they play the Commanders.
8-4.
Then they play Philly.
8-5.
Then they play the Commanders again.
9-5.
Then they play the Vikings.
9-6.
Then they play the Colts, who just got shut out against Jacksonville.
10-6.
Then they play Philly.
10-7. They're in the playoffs.
If they win 10 wins, they're probably getting a wild card spot.
Yes, they are.
So it's
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, that was like when I saw 2-0, and then I'm like, let me look at their schedule. And then it was like, oh, so they play the 3 worst teams in the league in a few weeks span. And
Who's a Giants fan? Like
Evan is kind of a Giants guy.
just because he loves Barkley.
Yes, and Odell, who played there 6 years ago.
Yes.
The Giants are, people are going to say like fraud 2-0. I get it. I don't think they're that good. But their schedule is really easy in which they can get 10 wins and get a wild card spot. Just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
Now we'll do your draft. Tell the people what we're doing now.
Okay, this is snacks / food during sports is very, very important. It's an American pastime, but it's a Charlevoix pastime, right? We like to have good snacks. We are fortunate that the baker upstairs can pump out some sweet food and lots of it.
You would tell the people in the bakery?
No. We're just planting that seed. Bakery.
So the bakery makes lots of good food.
Like lots of good food, and honestly, we're very appreciative of it. We are.
Shout out bakery.
Shout out bakery.
Appreciate
Big time.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a draft just to pick our menus for food. Okay. Now, do we have to put them in like your starting center is going to be?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Got it.
So sports snack draft is what I have this written down. I was at school today and we're kind of talking about what we're going to do. And I'm with a couple of my buddies and he's just like texting me ideas. And then he's like, sports snack draft for a goofy topic. And then my brother's like, oh, Junior, you got to do that, man. Okay. So
Who are you with?
I won't say names, but I got some help. I got some helps. You'll probably guess a couple of them.
Linnell?
I don't know if Tom knows about this because Tom was... No, I don't think Tom was there. Anyways, who does first overall? How do we determine that?
I probably do first overall.
Oh my God, bro.
No, we'll do rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh!
Apologize for the ear rape.
Oh, sorry for the ear rape. He cut my paper.
So Isaac has won. Team Isaac has won. First overall pick. This is Victor Wembanyama. I'm going with chicken wings.
Yeah. That was an easy pick. Very good, classic.
There's like wings.
Nothing wrong with them.
Is the best football snack on the planet.
Yep, best football. Here's the problem. Honestly, it's Victor, and then there's a big jump between 2 and 8. There's not much of a difference. I think the difference between 2 and 8 is the same difference as between 1 and 2.
Facts.
So I'm starting at a significant disadvantage here.
Stop building narratives for yourself, dude.
But that's okay. I am going to go with the classic football snack, pizza.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fine pick.
Yeah, it's a good. It's very solid. He's your power forward. Maybe he's gonna get you 15 points, 12 boards, a couple blocks. He can take a charge. Like, you're gonna put up a lot of points, but you're gonna have a very low shooting percentage with chicken wings.
You needed to have pizza just to bump bodies with wings, because wings is gonna take up a large portion of the pay.
True.
So I've got a pick here. So I have a pick that I think I can wait on. I think team chemistry matters here, and we'll elaborate that in a bit.
I agree with you.
I'm just gonna go with a good counterbalance, and I'm going to go with popcorn in the 3-hole. I just think that's an easy one. It's a good counter.
You know what?
Wings.
I had popcorn listed third.
Let's go, man.
I really did.
I'm building a super team.
Okay, so now I'm gonna have to again go a little bit off my draft board because I've lost 2 big ones here. So I'm gonna do a bit of a stretch, and might not be something that you'll think of.
Oh, it's gonna be like something so dumb. Okay.
But it's something great in our house.
Okay.
Cereal mix.
Okay.
A good cereal mix.
Tell the people.
So we've been doing it for a long time. Like, Isaac's been doing it since he's probably 5, maybe. So you've got a base of probably Cheerios, right? Relatively healthy, good solid base, really meshes well with just about anything.
Yeah.
Then oftentimes the second flavor, like some type of a flavored mini wheats, right? Like we did the chocolate one last week. That was really good.
Yeah, that was cracked.
Oh, it was super cracked. No cap cracked.
No cap. Okay.
For sure.
So cereal mix. We like cereal mixes.
Cereal mix is on the shooting board. It's ranked pretty high.
Okay. Pizza and cereal isn't the greatest. Like, I don't know. They might have some clashes in the locker room.
You haven't taken into account the length of the day. It's very important.
Okay. So yeah, that's just a staple in the house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I think this is a fair point to take it. I'm actually gonna pick wedges here. Now wedges go excellent with wings. That's basically Pippen and Jordan. So wedges 5th overall. Potato wedges.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Solid. Again, he's like your 3-and-D guy.
Yeah. He's like 14 points a game, but going to shoot 43% from deep, and he's going to guard the best wing on the other team.
Okay, so I'm going to get a point guard who can just fire it up. You're going to have a few turnovers because there's going to be some crumbling. Warm out of the oven chocolate chip cookies.
Good shout.
That's a great shout, right? And again, the baker can pump these out like nobody's business. She can fire up threes like Steph. Really, she can.
You need a lot of off-ball screens from cereal here.
Yeah, that's okay.
And
but
cereal
mix, again, they can triple stack. Like, we only talked about 2 flavors. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you mix in a third.
Oh yeah, we did a lot.
Now, actually, that's kind of gone away.
Well, we only have one. Currently, I told Ma we are only at Cheerios, but she picked up some other cereal today.
Like an unheralded rookie that has a lot of potential.
Explain to
it's like superhero Captain Crunch.
Superman. Like, the brand is Superman. So I'm not sure where she got it. It's Superman, like, berry or something.
It's obviously overseas.
it's for sure. Like, it's Nikola Jokic getting in the second round from Slovenia or wherever.
Yep.
So you just went cookies. I think this is good value. I'm going to go with chips here.
Yep. I better made potato chips really high.
I think chips and popcorn are 2 very good, shooting guard, small forward mix.
Yeah,
there.
see, I think, unfortunately, you're going to have chips and popcorn. They're going to have some role confusion.
So
you're going to have some issues. Like, obviously, I've got very different people here, but that's okay.
Okay, what do you got? I have a great pick queued up.
I'm going to go with, again, a real standard, very solid, loved by everybody, sliders.
Sliders or hamburgers?
Sliders, little hamburgers.
Okay, are hamburgers still draft eligible?
Nope.
Okay,
I just took them both.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep, I took them both.
Now so you just went sliders?
Yep, sliders.
It'd be nice to have some wedges with those, right? Oh, too bad. I caught wedges. Sorry about that.
Oh, you know what? There's lots of good sides still on the board.
So this is one that is maybe the most frequent, or certainly one of the most frequent snacks here. Grapes.
Grapes. Yeah, that was
grapes. 9th overall is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. Good balance, actually.
Yeah, grapes go very well.
Yeah.
They know their role. Tam, what do you have?
They're kind of healthy.
Yeah, a little.
So now that I'm in my 5th pick, I needed a big guy who can shoot. Who's the big guy that we know who can really shoot?
Mike Oakley?
Absolutely. So what's Mike Oakley going to do? When he goes out to eat, it's the only thing he orders.
Beer?
nachos.
Oh, nachos.
Nachos for Uncle Mike.
Okay.
We needed a big you can shoot. That's loaded nachos for Uncle Mike.
Okay, so are we doing 6 rounds or do you want to do 7?
Oh, we're going. We're still
we're just
going.
gonna go.
There's so much depth here.
Okay.
Really, you haven't even tapped Europe. Like Euro basketball just happened. I had scouts over there pumping up information. So I've got more information that you don't. This is why it's good.
Nachos seems like a cheap answer to chips. Just putting that out there. Now I'm gonna go.
Or a better answer to chips.
Are drinks eligible? Or no? Like
That's kind of like a coach.
Okay, so no, they're not eligible.
Not yet. Unless you want to do a player coach combo.
No, I just might throw the max contract at beer to be my head coach. Just generic. Like we had a beer last time as we watched the game. That might just be my go-to.
That's actually not bad.
As a head coach.
And beer can probably play. Like
in their prime.
Not a lot of minutes.
No. Here's one. Peanut M&Ms. The big sack.
Man, that was a sleeper.
The sack from Costco.
Yep.
Is just like that's just a solid veterans minimum contract. You know what they're gonna do. Really good counterbalance with like popcorn. You can mix them even. They have good chemistry.
So now what I've been able to do is I've been able to reach into my European contacts, and you think about the European contacts and then the early morning games from England, right? It's a 9:30 start.
Okay.
So you know what we're going to do? Breakfast.
That you cannot say.
You can absolutely say breakfast, for sure.
So 12th overall, you're picking breakfast.
I'm picking breakfast, and it's totally good.
That's
Sunday morning, 9:30, it counts. We're going to call, who's our arbitrator here?
I don't know, but breakfast?
Dale.
I don't understand.
Dale and Evan, I need you both here. Team Tal Nation, breakfast, Sunday morning, away game in England.
Okay, so that's just so fraudulent. Like, so you get every single breakfast item?
You didn't call it. You could have called it.
I know, but you get every single breakfast. That's like me saying...
I'll tell you what, we're going to go with a standard breakfast. Eggs, bacon, hash browns, pancakes.
Oh, that's
maybe some waffles.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
And the pancakes are chocolate. Who are you trying to call somebody for an arbitrator?
Yeah, I might call somebody.
Who are you calling?
I'm not sure yet. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
So now you just picked breakfast. I didn't really see that coming.
I know you didn't because you don't have the deep contacts that I have overseas. That's how I found Bo Nix.
Okay. All right.
Bo, what's his last name?
Bo Cruz.
Bo Cruz.
Bo Nix is the nice quarterback college
yes.
guy. Like, I'm gonna go with Twizzlers here. This is very good value. We don't have them a lot, but I like Twizzlers a lot. So they're really good and they're healthy.
I do have a question, so I've got a bit of a crossover pick here. Mac and cheese. Also mac and cheese balls?
No, dude, you get one of the two.
Okay, so I'm picking mac and cheese.
Okay, fine. I want mac and cheese balls. Just kidding. That would be fraudulent.
I know.
Nothing from Dale. Who else is likely to? We try Evan.
Call Urban Paul.
But I don't know if I have his number. Okay, so you went mac and cheese.
So you've got wings, popcorn, wedges, chips, grapes, M&Ms, Twizzler. I've got pizza, cereal mix, warm chocolate chip cookies, sliders, nachos, breakfast, and mac and cheese.
Okay, Dale. Dale's calling back. Dale, I need your help. I'm on the air right now.
You're on live, buddy. Dale, how you doing?
I'm good. What's up?
Okay, we don't need you for long. We're doing an all-time sports snack draft. In 12th overall, Tal just selected breakfast.
Wait a sec. I got to give you a little bit more background.
Wait, breakfast?
Yeah, breakfast. Because what happens is when they play those games in London, you've got a 9:30 start time. So breakfast is a meal. We've got a spectacular cook upstairs who brings us down like bacon, eggs, hash browns, and pancakes. That's breakfast. That's my pick. Seems fair to me.
But is that a snack?
Well, no. So sorry. Foods are eligible, but like for example, wings, pizza, popcorn, cereal. He just named a course. Like breakfast is a course. Like that's just like me saying dinner.
Because it's so unique. You think outside the box. You think about a good breakfast plate.
I like it.
Oh yes, Team Tal Nation.
Like
Woo!
So breakfast is eligible.
Yep, eligible.
Mad. Okay.
Yep. Thanks, Dale.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
You're my boy.
Have a good show, guys.
See ya.
Find a new friend. Bye. Okay, so Evan's gonna be the tiebreaker. Say something that people want to cue him up really quick. You start wrapping up.
Sure. Okay. So what we're gonna have to do is obviously we're gonna have to put this online. Isaac's gonna make some picture of like me sleeping with like breakfast food all over myself.
Okay, Evan.
We got our man Evan calling. Evan, how you doing?
What's up, baby?
Hey, Evan, we're on the podcast. We're live right now. We're doing an all-time sports food draft.
Yeah.
So, like, wings, pizza, popcorn, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Tal just picked breakfast. I don't think that should be draft eligible. What are your thoughts?
Whoa, let me just give you a little bit of background. You know how a little later in the season you've got these 9:30 a.m. games that are in England, so it's an early start. And
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Chudner upstairs, she comes down with like plates of good food, right? You got eggs, bacon, hash browns, pancakes. That's breakfast. I get all those.
I'm gonna be honest.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna side with Team Tal on this one.
Yes! Team Town Nation for the victory one more time.
Woo! Really, Evan?
It's the easy one.
You think breakfast should be eligible to be drafted? Just the word breakfast.
100%, because it's not big enough. Breakfast in general is not big enough.
There's not enough depth.
Yeah, to be drafted individually, but it's super important in terms of top tier food.
And it's my sixth man, right? Coming off the bench, you have breakfast, right? They can cover your 2, they can cover the 3, they can cover the 4.
Yeah,
they
it's
can
a Tyrese
shoot a bit.
Maxey.
Yeah,
Tyrese Maxey
Yeah.
is breakfast.
Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, it's breakfast. Pretty
Yeah.
much. That's it.
Borderline, 100%. I agree with you. Team Tal, once again, undefeated, by the way. You've been doing this podcast for a couple years. I've yet to see you lose.
Evan, thanks for just... I was going to tell you that we think the Giants are going to win 10 games and make the playoffs, but I'm not going to tell you that.
Yeah, I absolutely disagree. I think we're going to be super bad, but that's another day discussion.
Really?
Did
My
you-
gosh, we just played out their schedule and we have them at 10 wins.
We are the worst team with the most wins right now in the league.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's not a bad thing to have, though.
Evan, breakfast shouldn't be eligible. Good hearing from everybody. We'll be in touch. We'll talk soon. All right. Thanks for answering.
Yeah.
Okay,
See
see
ya.
ya.
Do you want to try calling anybody else?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm done. Maybe I should just call your friends, and they'd probably support me, but that's a different conversation.
Okay.
Wrap it up to the people.
Okay, that was episode number 76. Thanks very much. Lions this weekend, big game. Michigan, big game. And remember, Kevin and Mia. Kevin versus the 11-year-old.
Go get him, Kev.
By the way, the 11-year-old is like the 6th-ranked doubles player in Ontario and like 10 or 12 in singles. So she's a good player.
Yeah, she's a good player. That's why she's... Is she the favorite? Or is he favorite?
Early money was on her, but now with some of the fan support, and there's a bit of money from overseas coming. We're not really sure from the Russians.
Okay.
There's some money on Kev.
Saudi money on
Saudi money on Kev.
Okay. Say bye to the folks.
See you, folks.